This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good night, Jacqueline Way. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I am wonderful. Thank you so much from Canada.
Oh, that's wonderful. What part of Canada are you in?
I am in the beautiful Pacific coast side of Vancouver.
Sweet. I actually just came off the previous episode with someone from Vancouver as well. I love that. Ooh. So
wonderful.
yeah.
Synergy.
Synergy. Ooh, I love that word. Synchronicity. I do.
Exactly.
Well, tell us, which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this specific time in history?
I think most likely it is my my gift for giving. Maybe I should put it that way. And we were connected because of some beautiful friends on LinkedIn. And I have a charity here in Canada. It's actually a global-wide charity, but Canadian-based, called 365 Give. And it's all about a very simple mission to change the world, one give, one day at a time.
That's amazing. Now, who did you learn the value of giving from?
When I had to go back and really look at this question in my life, it really started when I was a little girl. And my father, who is now a retired doctor, we used to do many things at the hospital with him on a volunteer basis. At the time, it was not named that. But one of my favorite memories is every Christmas morning, my father would have patients still in the hospital that were not able to go home. And we would go and sing Christmas carols to his patients. And we would go from room to room singing Christmas carols. And I very quickly came to understand the positive impact that you can have on others through a small song. In that case, and it was the song "We Wish You a Merry Christmas." I think we sang it a dozen or two times on Christmas morning every day, and we realized the positive impact it made on others, how it brightened their day, how it made them smile. But the most important part that I learned was how it made me feel, and it truly made me happy to know that I was making a positive impact on other people.
That's amazing. Now, giving does carry its challenges. Being that person who is setting up things for others to give as well does carry its challenges as well. Why will you continue to be that person that repeats that skill, nevertheless?
I don't find that there's challenges in giving. Our organization is really about educating the hearts and minds of people around the simple, small daily gives, literally creating a habit of daily giving that will increase your well-being and happiness. So I don't find that what we do or what we inspire people to do in small everyday actions, that it's a challenge because they're really simple things that will create a positive effect on our planet. It could be as simple as picking up garbage or recycling, helping animals or wildlife. We've literally, made bird feeders with children out of pine cones to show them how they can help the birds during the wintertime. And it's also about giving back to people. But it could be as simple as a smile, or it could be as simple as a song, or it could be as simple as helping a neighbor, or just be kind to a stranger or somebody at work.
As simple and yet so powerful, isn't it?
Completely and totally. So I don't personally find that there's a challenge in finding small ways to give back to our world every day.
What's the best way for someone that's listening to connect with you?
They can go to our website, actually. It's www.365give.ca. That is our Canadian brand. And they can reach out to us there. They can find all the information. We have daily giving ideas. We actually have programs both for schools that they can incorporate a small daily giving practice into their website. And you can go and watch our TED Talk. It's really a great way to hear all about our story, how 365 Give started with my own children, because that's how it started. And our TED Talk is called How to Be Happy Every Day. It Will Change the World.
Love it. Tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
One thing I've done consistently. Well, besides giving, which I do consistently all of the time, I would say that it's going out and inspiring people in their life on a regular basis through keynote talks, through speaking to small groups, whether it's at a church or a small community group or on a large platform. My goal is really to inspire people in their everyday life to live a happy life.
When you look back over the last 3 years, Jacqueline, how does it make you feel to see where you were then and where you are today?
Honored and humbled, I think, are my key words that follow me every day. When I started this project with my son when he was just 3 years old as a personal parenting project, I could have never have imagined the amount of people that we would have touched all over the world. And I am truly humbled and honored every day to be able to continue to inspire people to create a better world.
Now, one of the places you're very active, or at least one of the places I see you very active, is on LinkedIn as well, isn't it?
It is. I have a personal platform on LinkedIn. I have a beautiful LinkedIn family there that supports what I do with 365 Give. And it's a really beautiful community of people that are inspiring and do give back in so many ways on that platform. But you will find 365 Give on Instagram, and you will also find us on Facebook.
Sweet. Why would you suggest to someone that's listening, that person who is considering if they should give, right? Even small things. Why would you suggest to them that they do that?
Well, we have a couple of things I'd suggest. And it really depends on the place in the world that you live in, because depending on where you live, for us here in North America, people first thing in the morning, they all tend to have their favorite coffee house that they go to. And a simple way to give back first thing in the morning to start your day in a positive direction, buy the next person in line a cup of coffee. It only takes a minute. Might take $2, maybe $1.50 in some cases, but for other places in the world, there's so much need in different areas. Instead of buying your lunch for yourself one day, bring your lunch and buy somebody who is in need on the street lunch instead, or pack 2 lunches and give a lunch to somebody that needs it. And our whole planet needs help getting cleaned up right now. And so every day when I am out, no matter where I'm walking, I always have a spare just bag in my pocket, and I pick up garbage along the way. And these are just simple things that we can incorporate every day of our life that can really make a difference to different areas of our world.
Love it. Amazing audience. Again, you're hearing it live from Jacqueline Way. You can connect with her at 365give.ca or on LinkedIn or any other social media platform. 365 Give lives on Instagram, Facebook. Jacqueline, let's switch gears for a moment. Let me invite you now into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Jacqueline, what's your earliest childhood memory?
My earliest childhood memory is probably when I was about 3 years old. And since you've taken me back to that beautiful place where you live, my favorite thing to do when I was a little girl was to curl up under a beautiful flowering bush that we had and take a slow afternoon nap.
Oh, that's amazing. So how old were you? 3?
I was probably about 3 years old.
Wow. Why do you think this memory is so clear?
I think it was a time in our life, when we're children, and now being a mother of 3 beautiful little boys, those experiences and to look at life through the lens of a child when life is simple and easy and it's fun and we're out there to play and enjoy those beautiful, calm moments of the world. And if we could take those memories with us, and I go back to that memory when life is really busy, because I think as adults we forget to play and we forget to have fun, and life sometimes gets too busy. And so sometimes I'll just take myself back to those beautiful moments of my childhood and be there and remember the importance of looking at life through a different lens.
Can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind with that memory?
I would love to hear that.
I love the fact that the plant is one of the natural givers in our humanity that we experience. It gives us oxygen. And to see that as a child, you nestled very gently within that is pretty fascinating to me.
Oh, well, and I love that interpretation because I think I think one of the things, and it goes along with it, is we forget that connection to nature is such an important part of our life every day that we all need to do. Like you, I live in a remarkably beautiful place in the world, and I get to wake up in the morning. I have a view of the ocean at any time. In 4 minutes, I can walk down to the beach and put my sand in the toes on a warm day, or go play in the snow in the mountains right behind me. And that connection to our planet is so important because I think that we forget as humans that as much as we may have separate borders at times, we are all human beings sharing one planet.
Definitely. I love too how nature isn't boastful in how it gives. There's a communication that's necessary, of course, but
Mm-hmm.
you don't hear a flower like saying, "Hey, I cleaned up the air today." It's like it's so natural, and I think what you're doing by simply having a bag in your purse to pick up other garbage, I think even that is truly magnificent. So love what you're doing, Jacqueline. If we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
Oh, 12. Well, I had a song. It's a pretty funny song, but I had a song and it was by Dolly Parton and it was from the movie called 9 to 5. And I must have sang that song about 8,000 times. This is in the good old days of single records, and I might have had it on tape if I was lucky. And I would sing that song over and over again because I loved what Dolly Parton represented in that movie, and it was such a inspiring movie for young girls because she really represented how women could stand up for themselves, how they could work hard, how they could accomplish, and they didn't have to take any crap from men.
Love it. Love it. All right, my friend. Well, we will arrive at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Jacqueline?
Okay, I'm ready.
Jacqueline, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes, I have my children.
Are you married?
I am very.
All
I
right.
have a wonderful husband of 15 years.
Do you believe in God?
Do I, sorry?
Sorry, do you believe in God?
I believe in a spirit greater than ourselves. I don't use the term God. I believe that there is a spirit and energy that we can all connect to that helps us fly.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
I do. I have so many in so many different places around the world, and I feel remarkably blessed by them.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No,
Or what
I'm
about
lucky
3 hours a
to
week?
have. I'd say 3 hours would be a high end max. I watch a
Right.
little bit of positive TV before I go to bed at night, and I usually fall asleep within about 10 minutes. So whether it would add that to 3 hours, I'm not sure.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
It's less than 8 hours a day.
How often do you read?
You know what? I'm not a big reader, but I do listen to podcasts and I listen to talks through YouTube. I'm a visual learner versus reading actual books.
All right, Jacqueline, if you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, Jacqueline Way, what would you say that is?
My unique statement would be that I represent humanity as a whole. I represent what I believe humanity can be, and I represent the best in everyone and how we can actually be together on this planet and be happy.
There we go. Can I add something?
I would love to hear it. It'll be my new statement.
I represent 365 ways to give.
I represent giving every day.
Every day.
Yes.
Love it. Jacqueline, again, this was such a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
I think if I can, and if you will allow me, one of the ways that we engage people on a global level is coming up on April 17th. We do a global giving day where we encourage people to start their daily giving practice, and we call it Do One Give Day. You'll be able to find it on any of your social media platforms. And we do this on social media, and we encourage everybody to join us on April 17th to do your one small act of giving and share it with the world, because that's what's made it possible for us. Because we have shared our daily giving stories, it's created a ripple that has traveled around the world. And we know that when we come together and we do this and we share our stories, that it will continue to create that ripple all over the world. And we hope to see so many of you on April 17th on whatever social platform works for you. And you can hashtag, you can just tag us, hashtag Do One Give.
Hashtag Do One Give. Jacqueline Way, again, great pleasure, my friend. Thanks for everything you've done, yeah? Thanks for supporting this goal, supporting what I do as well. I appreciate you tremendously.
Well, I love what you're doing, and you are truly a rock star in the world of podcasts, and the messages that you're sharing and the inspiration that you're sharing the world is such a gift to us all. It is your act of giving that you give to the world, so thank you.
You are welcome. Jacqueline Way, thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
This segment has been brought to you by Amazel Enterprise.